Welcome back to Dixie Gun Works. I'm Chris, and we're here at the shop today talking about shotguns. A lot of people come in and ask, especially older women, ask me, what is the best home protection firearm? Their husbands are going to tell them the pistols, the ARs, or a shotgun, but hands down, the shotgun by far is going to take a lot more of the issues. When it comes to home protection, a lot of people don't actually think in the terms of there's somebody in my house, what do I do? They just think, well, I need to have a gun around the house. What should it be? How should it be? A lot of times people will think that if they're going to have a pistol, it's small, it's concealable, it can go back into a dresser drawer or into my nightstand or under my pillow, under my mattress. You get the hint. I know where all the pistols are hidden. Why doesn't the criminal that's down the road breaking into your house know where all that stuff is hidden? So what do we do if we have something larger? Let's not do a pistol. Let's talk about an AR-15. That is a great rifle platform. Don't get me wrong. It's still going to be a good option for you to have. There's not going to be a bad option when it really comes to it. But for the versatility of a home, I really like to think about what kind of mindset you're going to be in when the situation happens. No matter what, you're going to be scared. You've never been in the situation before. Or if you have, the last time it wasn't nice and it didn't turn out very pretty. Either way, your mindset is going to be, I'm nervous, I'm scared. How do I want to react with this? You're not going to be hearing everything. Your adrenaline is going to be pumping and you're only going to hear about 60 to 80% of what's being said versus watching the person or what they're doing in your home is going to be giving you 120 to 140% of your feedback. That's where the misconception is going to be. So I recommend a shotgun all day long. Number one reason is because if you have to do it, the number one most recognized sound in the world, somebody that has never been around guns their entire life, never heard of them, you pulled them out of the backwoods of the Amazon jungle, they understand what this sound means. Hands down, that sound is going to scare 99% of the people. In fact, I have a customer. She's 79 years old, and her name is Rambo Grandma, self-proclaimed, by the way. Hands down, when I saw her first come into my shop, I was blown away by what she was carrying through the door. It happened to be a Remington 870, just as you see in this configuration. When she came in though, she had years before been in an argument that escalated in her apartment building, and she went to her apartment, and later on, the guy that was doing it came back and broke into her house. It was the scariest thing that she's ever been through. She said at that moment that she wasn't going to lay down. She got the cops and the situation was smoothed over. But she wasn't going to allow herself to become a victim anymore. She went out and she found all three weapon platforms we talked about, the pistol, the AR, and the shotgun. But the shotgun is the one that she uses for her home protection. She has it until not too long ago. Unfortunately, she retired her shotgun. It was too big for her when she was out practicing and broke her collarbone. But at the same time, she still literally carries today a mini voice recorder that she has with the sound of her shotgun racking on her nightstand. And it's been unfortunate in her travels because she does go visit her grandkids. She's had to use it. But that one time she used it, the person that was in the place she was at could not get out the doors or windows fast enough. And that's all that she had. So number one, the shotgun sound, number one most recognized sound in the world. Number two, the reason I like it is because the bullets are not specific for where they're going to hit. They're grouped. If you don't understand how a shotgun bullet works, the shotgun shell, they put a lot of BBs on the inside of the shotgun shell. And they could range in 2 to 3 BBs, or they could range all the way up to 25 to 30, just depending upon the size of the shot. That's what they're called, as shot. And so when you pull the trigger, a blast comes out with just a mass of lead coming at the person or the target that you're aiming at. So a lot of people say, well, having a shotgun in a home defense scenario, what if they're holding a hostage? I don't want to shoot them and shoot the hostage at the same time. That is something to think about. That is, a valid point, but 90% of your scenarios are not going to have a hostage. 90% of the time, you're not going to be dealing with a hostage situation when it comes to a shotgun. And so I really hope that you never actually have to pull the trigger if a hostage situation happens or if somebody breaks into your house. It's really just going to be a big deterrent for somebody. The third reason I like the shotgun, and I really like the Remington 870, it's a pump style shotgun. As you saw, there's a handle underneath that actually pumps the shell from a magazine holder, which is this tube underneath the barrel. It kicks it into the action, slides it forward, and loads the bullet or the shell casing into the barrel. The reason I like this one the most is because it's actually manipulated by you, the user. There's a lot of other shotguns that are what they call semi-auto that automatically load the next round. You pull the trigger, it goes bang, the next bullet is automatically reloaded back up into the chamber. I happen to like the pump because it's just what I told you. It's manipulated by the end user. You put the shell in, you're not relying on the rifle or the shotgun to actually put the round into the chamber. You're doing it yourself, and that's going to give more reliability into the shotgun itself. This one is a Remington 870 that I've modified. What I ended up doing on this one is we took a barrel that was a little bit longer in length than you see it here. This one is cut down to about 20 inches. What we did though is we cut it down because we wanted this rib along the top. This is what they call the rib line going across the top of your barrel. The reason I went with this one is because this rib actually gives stability to the shotgun barrel. A lot of shotgun barrels are really thin in metal, and if you drop them or you hit them, they're going to dent relatively easy. And then you can have problems if you get a dent in your barrel. But the rib adds rigidity to the barrel. It also protects it. If I was to drop it like this and it was to hit, the rib itself is going to take the damage, not the barrel itself. The other things that I've added on here, this is what they call a magazine extension. The original magazine would hold 4 shells in it and then 1 in the chamber for 5 shells. This adds an additional 2 rounds. So we can add 7 shells to the magazine and put 1 in the chamber for a total of 8 rounds in this shotgun. The other thing that I've added onto here is we've done some aftermarket stocks. These stocks are made by another company that makes a really good stock working. The reason we went with these ones though is really this grip right in here. This stock was designed for tactical purposes, whether it's home defense or a tactical team doing things. Most of your shotguns today, when you have the rear stock, it's meant to come up for bird hunting. It's the way that the back piece has been cut, the way that the stock has been formed. It's meant to shoot from this or this angle. It was never meant to shoot down or away from you. But that's the way that this one was designed, to hold the shotgun a little bit more down, again, self-protection and other things. That way that, again, going back to the heat of the moment, when you're having issues or when you're in the scenario, you don't have to think about holding your shotgun down. Because normally a shotgun, like I said, it's going to be angled up. This stock is going to aim it straight ahead, or it's going to aim it down. It's going to keep it there when you're not thinking about it. Again, the Remington 870, my favorite shotgun of all time. It's so versatile. There's so much stuff that can be done. But number one, shotguns for home defense, hands down every day. Again, I'm Chris with DGX. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you in future videos. And remember, keep it simple.